Hey everybody, it's Alex. Welcome back to another Old Man Playing Video Games Badly Tarkov Economic Update. I should have that or some newsy sound, but I'll leave that to One Peg with his bing. Thanks, One Peg. You're so good. We're talking Bitcoins and GPUs and nuts and bolts and screws and whatever else we run across. All things that are important in the economics of Tarkov.
Old man playing video games badly.
Okay, so we started off by fishing out a Bitcoin and going to visit Therapist. Therapist is... Wow, in the moments it took me to do this, it's dropped again. Okay, Bitcoin price in rubles right now is 4.223 million. The price for a 0.2 would be 844,000. For 0.1 would be 422,351. We're at 9 what? We're at 403. God damn it, she's low. 9 7 9 9 6 9 3 4 9 5. We're at 0.095 bitcoins right now, down from, of course, 0.2. And this price of 403,000 rubles is way down from the peak price of around 860, 870, depending on the day that you happen to hit it. For reference, one Bitcoin in United States dollars right this moment is 55,860. I will tell you that Bitcoin has been on the decline for the last 2 days pretty solidly. From a peak of 63,588, we're now at 55,860, which represents a pretty sizable chunk, about a 15% correction so far. If Bitcoin history is any indication, we're in for a pretty good correction here before this is all over. How this affects Tarkov? Well, right away you see, of course, that the price of Bitcoin is down. More importantly, the price of graphics cards solidly under $1 million, almost down to 900,000, from 1.8, 1.9, almost 2 million rubles, not even 14 days ago. That's a sizable move. Another one you'll see a sizable move on as a result is the Ratchet Wrench. Ratchet Wrench is from $1 million down to 155,000. The price of fuel, I'm beginning to find, is a trailing and not leading indicator. Fuel prices adjust according to demand after Bitcoin has dropped and everything. We're down to 211, 220-ish, 225-ish on the Flea, and 157 still from Jaeger. And Jaeger, I didn't see Jaeger run out on the last cycle. He had 6,000 something on the last cycle, and this cycle he's got 84 at about that same time. I don't think we're running out of fuel, so as long as you've got Jaeger level 2, your fuel's 157, and that's kind of where it's been sitting. It's not going anywhere. Other things on the list. Nails. They've come way down. They were 50,000. They're down to that. Propane tanks are way down. Propane tanks were up almost 100,000 and a little bit more. I sold some for 120. They're down to 36 to 40 this morning. Bolts, another staple item in the economy, is down to 25,000 from about 40 to 50,000. And screw nuts, being another very common item, are down around 20,000, which is way off of their peak price. So basically we're looking at a lot of lower peak prices. CPU fans are cheapest chips right now, and the PC CPU is down to 26,000. Call it 30,000 on a happy day. That's a lot lower than it was. economically, because we're having such a big correction in the price of Bitcoin, basically it's got a knock-on effect on everything else on down the line, everything you need to build or expand your Bitcoin farm. If I wanted to upgrade my Bitcoin farm right now to level 2, I'd need fans and power supplies and whatnot. Oh, we should, I guess, check power supplies too while we're here. Power supplies are under 30,000. And relays, another common piece, are about 10,000. So most of the items required to upgrade your Bitcoin farm have dropped significantly. Circuit boards as well. So yeah, economically, it's a big shift. I will tell you that if you paid, like I did, nearly 2 million for graphics cards to start with, the current price of Bitcoin makes it essentially impossible for you to recoup your losses. I'll run my Bitcoin farm to the end of the wipe, and I will just about make enough money to pay for it, and that's about it. Kind of useless. If you were to try to build a Bitcoin farm today, you'd be about $10 million in on cards to get 10 cards, about just under 10 million, allowing for everything else, probably about 10 million to build your initial rig. You run $400,000 for Bitcoin. Your fuel costs you $150 a day to get that, so you're netting 250. So you have to go 40 days of running your Bitcoin farm to break even. At this point, I do not believe that there's 40 days left in this wipe. You heard it here first. Nobody else is talking wipe. I am. My guess is there will be a wipe before the end of May. The reasons for that are obviously this wipe has been a bit of an economic disaster, and I think they'd like to get it over with. I do believe that this 0.2 Bitcoin will become a 0.05 Bitcoin for the next cycle, which changes things a lot. I also do believe that the factory expansion and maybe the lighthouse maps will be available, and there'll be a whole change of tasks. The other reason I believe that there's going to be a wipe is because, and it's a weird way to measure it, I believe that Pastilli has finished everything. He's finished his normal, his raid, and his hardcore cycles, which means he's going to be having a little bit of a harder time producing content. Pastilli, and I do love him, by the way, great guy, great player, great streamer. Pastilli is one of the big drivers of Tarkov, with along with guys like, well, as an example, for me was Dr. Lupo, Deadly Slob, and a few others who are really key key streamers for the game. They have driven the game along, and as you see more and more of them maxing out their levels, going through, getting past level 50, level 60, whatever, the more likely you are to have a wipe, just because there's the desire to have new content going on. You don't want these players to fade away. So my guess is, like I said, end of May at the latest, there will be another Tarkov wipe, and we will be back at zero, with what I suspect will be some very major economic changes. Now that we do have Battlestate Games now has a person whose job it is to basically watch the economy. Like I said, my guess is you'll see a 0.05 Bitcoin. You will also see probably everything in the stash, or in your hideout, sorry, will be harder to do. You'll require more pieces to, maybe not to get the first level, but to get second and third level will require a lot more, and there'll be a lot more pressure as a result to do things. So anyway, thanks for checking out my economic update. Like I said, Bitcoin, right at this particular moment, 403, 465. Times are changing in the land of Tarkov. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Old man playing video games badly.